Hello everybody. Today I decided to put together a quick video on accessing your virtual machine partitions from the host machine or any other machine when you do not have Zen running. So this is useful in certain situations where, let's say that your virtual machine dies due to maybe a kernel panic and you either want to get some data off of it or restore it, or let's just say that you have a backup image and you do not have a copy of Zen running anywhere and you want to access the data. Well, the good news is this process is relatively simple. You don't have that much to worry about. There's 3 commands that'll get you what we're looking for, which is the offset in bytes. Now the commands I'm running here are for parted. I use it because I use GPT partition tables. I do not use the MS-DOS partition tables, and that kind of doesn't work very well in fdisk. I know that there are commands in fdisk that can do the same thing as this here. I do not know them because I've never used fdisk for that. So know what you're looking for is the offset in bytes. What will happen is data will be printed out and it will show you the offset, and it may have multiple partitions. If you're using a file like a backup of your virtual machine, that should work, since a Linux will treats everything as files, but I don't think it'll work if it's compressed, so you probably don't want to do that. Now, in this case, the mount command is pretty simple. You're going to mount with options, and you're going to set the offset value right here to the bytes that you found in the previous set of commands, and then you obviously just use the map to the location. So it's important to note that Windows 8 is extremely sensitive to being mounted and will trigger a very long restore process, which may or may not work. Oftentimes, it causes a lot of problems. So I recommend using the RO option inside of your mount command. It makes things easier. So I'm going to give you a live demonstration of where this might be useful. Less than an hour ago, I uninstalled Zen and my modified kernel using dpkg, and I wanted to test certain features, so I was going through a reinstall process really. But I forgot in the process to back up some contents on my Windows partition, and I'm going to be restoring a previous backup over that one in order to get a fresh start. So what I want to do is access that volume and drag the contents out. So here's where my location is for the virtual machine's disk, and it's a logical volume. So I'm going to show you the commands right here. We're going to do sudo parted, and I mean, you don't need sudo if you're a root, but I'm hoping you aren't using root to access your machine. So we're going to set the units to bytes, and we're going to print out the disks. What we're looking at right here is 2 partitions. The important partition is this one right here. It's the larger one, not the boot partition. Windows creates a small boot partition, so we just want to get the offset there. We're going to exit this, and after that, what we want to do is we want to create a directory to mount it to, and then we're going to mount it. So we're going to do loop. I'm going to do RO. I won't be reusing this, so I'm not worried about damaging it, but just good practice. You want to get rid of the B on the end there, because that will cause a problem. Okay, and then I can do ls, and you'll see that the Windows contents are there. You also see this right here, so I can access my Windows files now. And that's how you mount and recover data off of a virtual machine's partitions. So I hope this guide is useful and that it saves some people some time. Go ahead and leave comments if you're curious.